It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach.
There's a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of secrets. Secrets buried in contract disputes, censored scripts, and the mind of one Rod Serling. You're traveling through a shadow world of television history, a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are the imagination and whose stories have never been told. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the truth about the Twilight Zone. Welcome to the Noir Lens. And what you're about to discover, let's just say reality is stranger than any twist-ending Rod Serling ever wrote. Fact number 1. Rod Serling was censored, so he created the Twilight Zone. Rod Serling didn't start out writing about monsters and time travelers. He wrote hard-hitting dramas about racism, corporate greed, and political corruption, and the network sponsors hated it. In 1956, Serling wrote Noon on Doomsday, a drama about the Emmett Till murder. The sponsors gutted it, changed the location, changed the victim's race. By the time they were done, the whole point was gone. Serling was furious, but he was also smart. He realized you can't censor what people don't understand you're saying. So he wrote about aliens, parallel dimensions, and talking dolls. He hid his social commentary inside science fiction. The sponsors couldn't object because they didn't get it. The audience did. The Twilight Zone wasn't escapism. It was a Trojan horse for everything Serling couldn't say out loud. If you're liking this video so far, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Fact number 2, Serling's opening narration had a mathematical error. You know the opening. There is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. But that's not what Serling said first. He said there is a sixth dimension. Producer William Self caught it, asked Serling, "What's the fifth dimension then?" Serling paused. "Oh, aren't there 5? He hadn't thought through the dimensional mathematics, so he re-recorded it. Fifth dimension. Problem solved. Sometimes the best creative decisions are just fixing your mistakes before anyone notices. Fact number 3. Serling smoked 3 to 4 packs a day. If you've seen the Twilight Zone, you've seen Rod Serling smoking. 3 to 4 packs a day, sometimes 5. That's up to 100 cigarettes every single day. The cigarettes were part of his image, but they also killed him. Serling suffered his first heart attack on May 3, 1975. He was 50. 2 weeks later, a second heart attack. On June 26th, during surgery, he had a third. He died 2 days later. In interviews near the end, Serling joked, "I'm going to go the way of the dinosaurs," except the dinosaurs didn't know what was coming. The man who wrote about fate and irony lived out his own tragic ending. Fact number 4, Burgess Meredith starred in 4 episodes. Burgess Meredith. If you know the Twilight Zone, you know him. The bookworm who breaks his glasses, the obsolete librarian, the man with superhuman strength, the printer making deals with the devil. 4 episodes, 4 iconic performances, but Serling didn't write those roles for Meredith. Meredith's career was in a slump. He needed work. The Twilight Zone paid minimum wage. Time Enough at Last became one of the most famous episodes ever made. Meredith got paid a few $100. Years later, he said those 4 episodes were some of the best work of his career. Sometimes the roles you take for the paycheck make you immortal. Fact number 5. William Shatner worried people would laugh at him. Before Captain Kirk, William Shatner fought a gremlin on the Twilight Zone. Nightmare at 20,000 feet is iconic, but Shatner was worried. When he saw the gremlin costume, he thought, "I hope this isn't laughed at." The suit looked silly. He figured it might tank his career. Instead, it became a classic. Shatner learned, you never know which performance will define you. The gremlin always wins. Fact number 6, the show was canceled twice. The Twilight Zone didn't end once. It ended twice. First cancellation, 1961 after season 2. CBS pulled the plug. Then the show found an audience in reruns. CBS brought it back for season 3. But they cut the budget, then demanded season 4 be hour-long episodes. Serling hated it. The format killed the pacing. Season 4 bombed. CBS canceled it again, then brought it back for season 5. 18 episodes. Then it was over. 3 cancellations, 5 seasons, 156 episodes. But in syndication, it never stopped airing. Fact number 7. Serling wrote 92 of the 156 episodes. Rod Serling wrote 92 of the 156 episodes himself. That's 59% of the series, while also producing, narrating, and fighting with the network. He'd write at night, chain smoke through the early morning, turn in scripts at the last minute. Serling admitted he burned out by season 4. 92 episodes, nearly 2 full seasons written by one man. No wonder he died at 50. Fact number 8. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street was about McCarthyism. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. A power outage. Someone suggests aliens. Paranoia spreads. Neighbors turn on each other. The twist? There are aliens, but they're just watching. The humans cause the chaos themselves. It's about McCarthyism. In the 1950s, Senator Joseph McCarthy led a witch hunt for communists. Neighbor turned on neighbor based on fear. Serling's message, the real monsters aren't out there. They're us. The network didn't censor it because they thought it was just a science fiction story. Decades later, it's still relevant. Fact number 9. Agnes Moorehead acted alone for an entire episode. The Invaders. No dialogue. Just Agnes Moorehead fighting tiny alien invaders in a farmhouse. For 22 minutes, Moorehead carries the entire episode. No speaking, just movement, expression, sound. The twist? The aliens are human astronauts. Moorehead's character is the alien. Moorehead bruised ribs, sprained her wrist filming it. The Invaders is now considered one of the greatest Twilight Zone episodes ever made. Rod Serling named it as one of his 2 personal favorites. All without a single word. Fact number 10. The show predicted the future multiple times. The Twilight Zone got eerily specific. The lonely, robot companions that look human. Decades before AI. A thing about machines turning against their owner. We're living in that episode now. The obsolete man, a state that decides who has value. Books banned. Independent thought criminal. Number 12 looks just like you. Surgery to look identical. Instagram filters. Cosmetic surgery trends. Serling wasn't predicting technology. He was predicting human nature. The gadgets change. The fears stay the same. Fact number 11. The show was filmed in black and white to save money. The Twilight Zone is synonymous with black and white. You'd think it was an artistic choice. Nope. It was about money. Color was expensive. CBS wasn't going to throw extra money at it. But the black and white became iconic. It defined the show's look, made it timeless. When the Twilight Zone was revived in the 1980s, they filmed in color. It didn't feel the same. Sometimes cheap looks classy. Fact number 12. To Serve Man had the most famous twist ending. To Serve Man. Aliens come to Earth offering peace. Humanity trusts them, boards their spaceships. The twist? To Serve Man isn't a guide to helping humanity. It's a cookbook. One of the most famous twist endings in television history, based on a Damon Knight short story. Serling added the framing device to build tension. To Serve Man, aired in March 1962, became an instant classic. The Simpsons did it, Futurama did it, Saturday Night Live did it, all because Serling refused to compromise on a punchline. Fact number 13. The Dummy is one of the creepiest episodes ever made. The Dummy. A ventriloquist believes his dummy is alive and controlling him. The twist? Willie is alive. By the end, Jerry has become the dummy. Sounds cheesy, but in execution, nightmare fuel. Viewers remember this episode giving them nightmares. Consistently ranked as one of the creepiest Twilight Zone episodes. But Cliff Robertson thought it was absurd. Couldn't take it seriously. Director Abner Biberman lit the dummy to look sinister, shot it from low angles. The audience didn't see Robertson laughing. They saw terror. Fact number 14. Serling sold the rights and regretted it. Here's the kicker. Rod Serling sold the rights to the Twilight Zone. Everything. The characters, the format, the name. Why? He needed money. By the end of season 5, Serling was exhausted and broke. CBS offered a deal. Sell the rights outright. CBS told him the show had lost money. Serling believed them. He took the deal. Then syndication happened. The Twilight Zone became one of the most valuable properties in television history. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Serling saw none of it. His widow said they lost about $4 million, $25 million in 1975 dollars. At the end of his life, friends said, Rod believed he had failed. He died in 1975 at 50 without ever reclaiming what was his. The Twilight Zone made him famous, but it didn't make him rich. Fact number 15, the show launched in syndication and never stopped. The Twilight Zone ended in 1966. 5 seasons, 156 episodes, but it never really ended. The show immediately went into syndication. New generations discovered it. By the 1980s, it was more popular in reruns than during its original run. CBS revived it in 1985. Didn't last. Again in 2002. Didn't last. Jordan Peele in 2019. 2 seasons. None captured what made the original special. The Twilight Zone wasn't about special effects. It was about ideas. The show that was canceled 3 times became immortal in reruns. Rod Serling once said, there is a 5th dimension beyond that which is known to man. But the real 5th dimension, it's the one we create, the stories we tell, the truths we bury. The Twilight Zone wasn't just a TV show. It was a mirror. Thanks for watching The Noir Lens. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into the darkest corners of classic television. And remember, you're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not just of sight and sound, but of truth.